I thank all the management and the team who has invited me, especially my mentor, Dr. M. Satyanarayana Garu, for his good words. So today's, you all know well versed with this NAAC assessment. It is a continuous quality assurance process. But today, I would like to focus on the current trends in assessment of higher education institutions by NAAC. There are some trends for every this development. There will be some trends. So here the first slide will be ensuring quality higher education is one of the most important things we can do for the future generations. So when you talk about the future generations, all the future generations, their lifestyles, their life, their health, education, everything will depend on the higher education. So if the higher education foundation is very strong, entire society will become a strong society and very healthy society. With this motto, I would like to quote Ron Lewis, the American politician, he is also very important academician, who happened to be also politician. So during his tenure, he worked very much and focused on higher education, and the same quotation I would like to use as my first slide. Here, this quality management in campuses should be the very important trend of NAAC is Be Smart, because it is an ICT platform. For the last 3 to 4 years, this has become online only. So when it is online, they also expect the smart solutions from our colleges or campus, our students and faculty and all the stakeholders. That's why they also designed this as a smart platform. Here the smart means the specific, you all know of course, the measurable, action-oriented, realistic and time-bound. The NAAC assessment is also smart, and they expect the campuses or colleges also to be very smart. So here, if you go for NAAC, if you have the documentation part, you have the quality circles, you have the quality promotion activities in your campus. It will take care of everything. That is total quality, entire, whether it is NAAC, NRF, or the, of course, the QS world rankings. We are also working on that. During my tenure, I also organized one workshop to all the colleges by QS ratings also. Even as autonomous college, you can get the QS rating like diamond rating, platinum rating, gold rating, silver rating like this. Because it is very prestigious and almost a very multidisciplinary institution giving the holistic institution. That is the strength of Sir C.R. Reddy College, where I was studied during my intermediate. I felt very great about this institution. So as you all know that the vision, mission, value framework, everything you all know, because it is there is a series of workshops, I hope, during this last week. So I would like to be precise on this. So there is to make quality the defining element of higher education in India through a combination of, this is very, very important, the combination of self and external quality evaluation. That is very important. What is happening is most of the time and most of the institutions, they are focusing only on the external quality evaluation, they're forgetting the self-evaluation. Whereas the self-evaluation is very important. I strongly recommend that self-evaluation must be very strong when compared to the external evaluation. So you all know that the mission and value framework, basically the value framework is contributing to national development, fostering global competences among all the stakeholders, including students. They're inculcating a value system among students and promoting the use of technology quest for excellence. So this is the value framework. If you go for any assessment, whether it is an NRF assessment, whether it is NAAC, or whether it is any other external agency like QS ratings also, mostly the value system, the value framework based on these 5 to 6 cardinal principles. Coming to the NAAC 5 core values, these includes the contribution to national development. That is the NAAC team or any assessment agency, they expect that whether your institution or whether your curriculum or any activity, whether it is contributing to national development overall. That is more access with equity, trust in research areas and academic programs, community engagement, etc. And they also expect the fostering global competences, that is development of generic skills, development of application skills, and development of life skills.
Second hour only.
And inculcating the value system the promoting use of technology. Yes, nowadays after the COVID, thanks to COVID, mostly with this COVID, mostly the academic institutions have benefited with this ICT use of technology. Whether it is online platform or whether it is a flipped classroom, whether it is disruptive technology. So this is all due to this COVID background. In every institution, from a youngster to a very experienced person, they are now able to use this ICT. And quest for excellence, that is very important, foremost point in this quality framework. Because any institution, they need to go for development of benchmarks, development of best practices through innovation or emulation, and establishing the institutionalization of quality that must be internal or systematized, right? Yeah, coming to the evidence-based assessment, NAAC, whether you take NAAC or NRF, there must be very keen on the evidences. Without evidence, your institution may not get or assessed 100%. So here, evaluation that must be the foundation is the traits and characteristics. Each institution should have its own characteristics, its own traits, and on these traits, there should be a consolidation of learning experiences. And through this learning experience, we have to develop the skills, abilities, and knowledge among the students. And you have to integrate all the learning skills and learning experiences, these learning experiences to become a competencies, that is acquired skills, abilities, and knowledge. And ultimately, they have to come to a stage that they have to demonstrate. They have to demonstrate through the outcome-based education. That is very important, the quality framework that is called as evidence-based assessment. So NAAC is always looking for the evidence-based assessment, right? Again, this is a recent trend, of course. So this is based on the 4 coordinate principles of higher education, that is equity, excellence, enrichment, and empowerment. They look for the institutional goals, core values, and that is the vision, mission, goals, and core values. Equity, that must be, there must be inclusive attitude, that is education for all. You have to impart education for all, whether it is rich or poor or any social background, social economic backgrounds. And it should be very holistic development or holistic growth that should lead to excellence. And we need to recently, there is a more focus on community and society engagement. Every institution should engage the community, and you have to give some 1 or 2 best practices to the emancipation of the people within the community, and that must lead to the enrichment of the livelihood. And again, the empowerment, that is building global competences, right? One should strive for very global, because it is a very competitive world. You should build your institution to become a global competent institution. So with this, all the 4 coordinate principles, that is equity, excellence, and enrichment, this is the role of IQAC to look forward to import all these 4 pillars. And so that the systemization and internalization of the quality assurance can be happen, that should be happen in any institution, particularly this RC or college. There are different key stages ensuring quality. One is quality promotion, that is partnered approach, encourage quality assurance through a combination of self-assessment and external assessment. I'm here focusing on and stressing on the self-assessment. That is very important, and it must be very continuous. And you need to build your faculty's capacities, your students' capacity. That is, capacity building must be periodical, so that the quality circles and quality culture may be imbibed and imported in your institution. And quality enhancement, that is internal quality assurance cells must work together, work as a teamwork, and it must be continuous, that must be accountable, and always strive for improvement in your quality through your quality circles and IQSC. And also, there must be periodic improvement in AQR, submission of AQRs, and establishment of also quality circles. Quality circles, mainly this theme is taken from Japanese idea, where there is very fraction of mistakes can be observed. Almost, it can be also called as under quality circles. They all strive for a 6 sigma like this. So we have to establish quality circles, and we have to see that these quality circles work to their optimal level. And quality evaluation for every internal, maybe internal or external, and it is a continuous and evaluation system must be there. So quality evaluation must be implemented, and of course automation and through ICT, the quality evaluation must be done. These are the key stages. to ensure the quality education. So need for a high quality learning experience. That if you observe this block diagram, that is self-learning is very important, because we are all in the higher education. Higher education, the prime motto is self-learning, and a self-paced learning must be there. The skills for moving with times and communication skills must be important. So they are very important to have a significant and lasting learning, that is SLL, and augmentation of that is in both intelligent quotient, emotional quotient, and spiritual quotient, as well as professional quotient, where value system must be important. And that leads to practical skills and foundational knowledge, also student engagement, human dimension, including the value education in a institution. Now, before going to actual process, I would like to go for the PDCA cycle of Deming. Deming is a famous academician and quality assurance fellow who always strives for imparting quality education, higher education. So I would like to give this Deming cycle, that is PDCA cycle, that is a plan, do, check, and act. So this must be, every institution, you have to plan before the academic year, you have to do an activity and also check the activity, that is monitor your activity in the middle of the academic year, and also finally act so as to get maximum benefits and output in the form of outcomes also, right? So this PD cycle includes you have to define a problem. You have to first identify a problem and define a problem, and assess the current situation. For example, it is one sort of a SWOC analysis. You have to assess the current institution, whether the courses are sufficient or not, the courses are catering to the global competences, and courses are designed as per the local needs. Like this, you have to assess. For example, I am giving one example on courses. You can give so many examples like infrastructure, library facilities, this and that. And also you have to analyze the causes. If any defect is there, you analyze the cause and develop or try, you experiment with the different solutions, alternate solutions. And also after that, you have to implement and study the results. And after the results came out, if these are very fruitful, then you have to go for standardization or improvements. Like this, we have to develop the future plans. So this is what is called as a PDCA cycle. That is very important. And the PD cycle must be continuous. It is a continuous process, because you cannot upgrade quality in a single night. So it is a continuous process. You have to experiment with the different models. You have to different with solutions. So repeated PD cycle for continuous improvement is very, very essential for any higher education institutions, for the sake for any organizations also. That is, PD cycle is very, very important for your evaluation and monitoring system also. That is P and E. There are the three levels of quality assurance and education system. One is a compliance monitoring, another one is diagnostic monitoring, and another one is performance monitoring.
స్వరూప్ ఒకసారి చూడమ్మా, స్టాగ్నెట్ అయింది.
సార్ అన్మ్యూట్కి వెళ్ళిపోయారు సార్.
స్వరూప్ స్టక్ అయింది ఏంటి చూడు.
లేదు సార్, అన్మ్యూట్లోకి వెళ్ళారు సార్.
మరి ఒకసారి చెప్పాలి.
Sorry, sir, am I visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are.
Can you able to see my screen?
No.
No, sir.
I think you are not able to. There is some technical problem.
Yes, now.
Now you can do it,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Coming to the diagnostic monitoring, which is the output and outside of the input-output model. This is also called as input-output model, particularly for academic outcomes. Whatever inputs you are giving, you have to look for the output again. And finally, the performance monitoring, which includes measures both inputs and outputs, where typically the outcome measures are the student achievements. Here, this is okay. You all know that what is the process of NAAC. I don't want to go into the details. So RF accreditation framework highlights the data-driven. Mostly, this is data-driven, and almost it is ICT-based, and validation data by external agency. not a single agency. There are multiple agencies are there. One agency is your implement is one and research base or one, and NAAC they are hiring some external agencies. And online student satisfaction survey, system selection of peer team members, and AI process complete automation, online submission of application. These are the highlights of new ICT model. So you all know that the tool contours are the 7 criteria, and key indicators are whether 32 or 34 based on the universities or autonomous colleges or your affiliated colleges. And metrics, there are 136 for some universities and 121 for this autonomous college, right? Yeah. Coming to because CRID is autonomous, I would like to focus on autonomous only. There is 7 criteria and 34 key indicators. 72 is QnM part, that is 67 point approximately 67.8%, and QlM qualitative metrics is 35. That is metrics are 35, and it comes to that 32.2% overall. Overall total metrics are 107. So as per my information, almost you have submitted IAK. Maybe this QnM part is also already finished. So we may not change this QnM part because it's already fixed. So let us focus on QlM part because there is scope, because mostly this QlM is based on your descriptive part, as also the peer team visit when they come to your college, your institution. They mostly look for this QlM part. So I would like to focus on this in my later slides. So this is basically integration of this your assessment, that is organizational profile of the higher education institution. You have already have a strategy, you have workforce, you are through that workforce, you are operating the systems, you have customers, mostly your students are customers, and as a principal and IQC, there is a leadership and teams, there are leadership teams are there, and ultimately the outcome is in the form of results. So you have to integrate all the systems, you have to integrate. This is called as higher education framework overview. This is also called as a Baldwin excellent framework model, because it shows NAAC is nothing but a teamwork, excellent teamwork. So it shows the integration of all the different stakeholders. Right? Coming to the SWOC analysis, actually, the NAAC has done a very wonderful work for every state. Every state, they selected some colleges and they took the data randomly. And they have done very wonderful work for every state. Each state they have done this. That is called as SWOC analysis. So for our Andhra Pradesh, I also took the data from NAAC website also only. So they have done where we are excelling, where we are very weak in some metrics. So I would like to explain some of those. So you know that there are strengths, there are weakness, there is opportunity, and there is challenge. This is called as SWOC analysis. So strengths, weakness, opportunities, and challenges. So I would like to also mention what is turning and opportunities and weakness into strengths. That is TWOS also. So you need to exercise with your different stakeholders about this SWOC analysis. First, I would like to start with this our weaknesses where we have scored very less. So coming to the low performing metrics, here it includes, if you consider the metric number 3.1.3, under this QnM quantitative metric, it talks about the number of teachers awarded international fellowship for advanced studies research during the last 5 years. Most of the colleges from Andhra Pradesh, they scored only 0. Most of the colleges. In fact, most of the universities also they scored only 0. Coming to 3.1.1 metric, that is QnM, grants for research projects sponsored by the government and non-government sources. In most of the colleges, they also here also scored 0, but I feel maybe CRID college, they can score more because they have so many projects, they have so many UGC funding, RUSA funding, and different DST, DBT funding is there. Definitely under this metric, they can score. And coming to 3.3.3 metric, that is number of research papers for teachers in the journals notified on UGC website during the last 5 years. Most of our colleges, mostly affiliate colleges, they scored 0. I think, I hope maybe CRID college will do better in this criteria also. Coming to 4.2.4 metric, that is average annual expenditure of purchase of books and journals. Definitely for CRD, they will score very good marks here because I know the library, that Central Library of CRD College is one of the best library in the state. Coming to 3.1.2, number of research projects per teacher funded by government and non-government agencies during the last 5 years. It is only 0.14. These scores are average scores taken from entire Andhra Pradesh colleges. Coming to 3.3.2.2, that is the number of workshops, seminars conducted on intellectual property rights. Here also we scored very less, 0.14. Coming to 3.4.2, quantitative metric, number of awards and recognitions. Again, here we scored very less marks. Coming to 4.2.4, average percent of students benefited from vocational education training, also very less marks. Here, I would like to say one thing. When compared to in research as well as this vocationalization, most of the states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Jharkhand, they are scoring more. Of course, Tamil Nadu, it is very better in position. 5.3.1, number of awards again, medals for outstanding performance, sports and cultures. Here also our score is very less. Like these metrics, these are very low performing metrics. If you focus on these low performing metrics, at least you can score better in your future assessment. So many metrics are there, so many metrics, particularly the research, even the funding. Like this, we are scoring very less. Yeah, I would like to come to this very high performing metrics. Really, I congratulate the state of Andhra Pradesh for being first in implementation of the CBCS. Under 1.2.2, the percentage of programs in which choice-based grade system, elective courses system has been implemented. This is most of the colleges they are scoring for because from 2015 onwards, every college we have implemented CBCS. And 4.2.5, availability of remote access to e-resources. Again, we are scored better here. It is a high performing metric. And 5.1.6, the institution has a transparent mechanism for timely redressal of student grievances, including sexual harassment. Again, we are scored better. Like this, we also scored better. That is, we scored 4 out of 4 under this high performance metrics. This is a common feature for entire Andhra Pradesh. Yeah, these are some of the metrics. That is machine generated metrics where we can observe the low performing as well as high performing metrics. Yeah, now coming to the, I'm not going to waste much time on this. Coming to the, there are 8 steps for benchmarking, that is 8 steps to successful change. So anything we would like to transform our institution or change our institution to become a competent or a model for excellence. So these are 8 steps: are establishment a sense of urgency and create a guiding coalition, develop a clear shared vision, and communicate the vision. We have to communicate your vision to all the stakeholders, including the society, public, and empower the people to act on the vision. They create short-term wins, consolidate and build on the gains, and institutionalize the change. Finally, you have to institutionalize your change. You have to structuralize it. These are benchmarks. Benchmarks are very important for your quality assessment. Any benchmark must be criteria-wise benchmarks must be there. So types of benchmarking, that is functional, generic, non-competitive, competitive, external, and internal. These are different types of benchmarking. So the IQC team should check that whether criteria-wise benchmarks are there. If any gaps are there, you have to fill the gaps. And finally, you have to get all the required benchmarking in your assessment. These are some of the benchmarks I would like to mention. A few, that is criteria-wise. Coming to the curricular aspects, this can be divided to 3, that is a criteria statement, assessment indicators, and benchmarks. So, for example, the criteria statement must be whether the institution have clearly stated goals. Yes, definitely every institution has a clearly stated goals, and these goals must be stated in your mission as well as the goals and vision. So benchmark, that is curriculum learning with the experimental forces, that is 75 to 100% must be external forces. The program consistent with goals and objectives, they look for whether your program is consistent with the objectives, goals, and vision. Yes, program compatibility with the mission goals must be compatible, and assessment of students' needs must be there. When you are designing your curriculum, you have to take the consent, and you have to take the what they are actually, what the students or the main stakeholders, what they require. You have to assess, and you have to involve in their viewers and other meetings, because being autonomous college, you are supposed to involve all the students in your board of studies meetings. And a wide range of program offerings for academic flexibility. So even new education policy is suggesting that there must be academic flexibility and also enrichment of the programs. Though it must be socially relevant, career oriented, globalized, and it should cater the needs of the global demands, and also further ultimately it should lead to the national development. So you have to design your curriculum in such a way that it should lead to the contribution to develop a nation. And the benchmarks are curricular element with goals and objectives, that is percent of interdisciplinary courses must be more than 10%. We have to introduce interdisciplinary courses. And feedback from academic peers, students, employers, practice of sustainable curriculum practice to achieve academic excellence is very, very important and foremost. So you have to take feedback, and you have to analyze from all the stakeholders, that is curriculum development process, course structure, CBCS, skill-based and value-based credit transfer programs, or intellectual diversity. And nowadays they are expecting whether you are going for blended learning or not. As per UGC is saying from 2017 onwards, they are focusing on MOOCs, implementation of MOOCs, online courses. At least recently, there is a guidelines from UGC. They are insisting on at least 40% of online courses must be there under blended learning in the wake of COVID also. So major syllabus revision, the new education policy also given 100% autonomy to autonomous colleges for a major syllabus revision. And relevance to local aids, that must be relevant to local aids, and of course they should take the global competences. And curriculum development to global needs more than 75%, and employability, that course should offer more than 75% employable in emerging areas, that must be skill based. So there is a very important structural depiction of how the curriculum can be designed. So it must be a historical precedents in the pre-existing programs with internal to external the institution. The professional industry requirements must be met. The student must be a main stakeholder, and it should involve in every part of designing your curriculum. The institutional logistical constraint, example, the physical facilities and timetable must be integrated, and accessible online resources must be there. Institutional curriculum review meetings must be there. Faculty, school or department curriculum committees must be there. Course coordinator must review in even midterm also they have to review. I said that the PDC cycle must be implemented in this curriculum design also. The lectures, personal content, arrangements, preferences, teaching notes, ideology must be available to the students through online, maybe your website or portal. So a centralized teaching support unit must be there. This is actually the framework of curriculum design and availability of the curriculum to the students and the stakeholders. Coming to the benchmarking of criteria 2, that is teaching, learning, and evaluation. Again, the institution has transferred admission process. Yes, of course, from last year, 2 years, we are online. So we would like to score more on this also. So there must be a wide publicity and transparency in the admission process. Yeah, 100% we are through online process. We have 100% transparency process there. So this that should cater to the individual difference among learners, that caters to access and equity considering the applicable norms. So again, facilitates effective conduct of teaching and learning process and use of effective ICT, that is enhanced technology, enhanced learning. The benchmarks must be that is online courses or MOOCs, Kahoot, Flickrs using Moodle, virtual labs, etc. Yeah, after this COVID, most of the institutions, almost every faculty member is using this. You have to display, you have to demonstrate that whether you are using or not. You have to demonstrate in every classroom. So, so this class or this course this much of MOOCs online courses are being implemented, and so many students are passed, so many students are got certified. So we are using the online assessment tools like Kahoot, Plickers for evaluation also. So like this, we have to showcase your activity, because most of the faculty are doing now. And there must be continuous monitoring of student progress, appropriate strategies for advanced learners, slow learners that should cater to the needs of different label, etc. Everything we are doing, but only thing is you have to demonstrate, you have to document, you have to showcase your all this disruptive technologies also during this peer team visit, right? Yeah, there is one important trending where the NAAC is expecting after this COVID, that is called as the NAAC is specifically looking for BYOD, that is bring your own device. After COVID, they are looking for this. So you please insist all the students to bring their own device, mobiles, and even maybe the third wave is expecting very shortly. So you can connect your students through their mobiles. So you have to popularize this bring your own device program that is also recommended by NAAC. There is now another trending or current trend. If you inculcate the bringing of your mobiles, they have different apps. They have different access to this online curriculum. For example, NDLI, that is a National Digital Library app, is there. Some lakhs, some crores of resources are available in the form of books, videos, PDF, journals, whatnot. It is a very beautiful initiative by IIT Kharagpur, where the students or faculty can access. So you have to instruct all the students to use this mobile and download this app so that they can use. And Voice of America now, because from this academic year, all the students are going for English medium in UG courses. You have to download this. You have to instruct your students to download this Voice of America app in their mobile. And of course, English and foreign languages also, they have developed one app, that is English Pro app. The very beauty of this English Pro app is they can listen the experts. They can listen the pronunciation of the expert. They can record their own voice and compare with this expert, and so that they can self-learn and at a pace. It is also called as a paced learning. They can learn more. They can translate this into a reality by using these apps. Voice of America, English Pro. English Pro has the facility. They can record their own voice in the guest faculty voice. And of course, there is a CEC is also there, Consortium of Educational Consortium, and also CEC e-learning process, LMS portal is there, and the spoken tutorials app is there. It is also given by IIT Mumbai. And the Swayamprabha is there. There are 30 to 34 channels are there. I think 1 to 10 channels are dedicated to UG courses, UG programs. Wonderful faculty from IITs, IIMs, they are delivering lectures. Even Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, also they are delivering lectures. So excellent lectures as per your syllabus is available in Swayamprabha, and Swayam online courses are there, NPTEL courses are there, and Consortium of Education Communication, excellent videos are there. So with this, your simple mobile smartphone, now available with 5,000 rupees, please insist. Even Jagannatha Devana, Vijay Devana is also there. Jagannatha Vasudevana is also there. So they can buy this mobile, they can bring their own device, and you have to display that you are implementing this BYOD program, that is bring your own device. This is one of the trend that is focusing on NAAC assessment by NAAC, right? Another important area of teaching learning comes to, that is under criteria 2, is the pedagogy. So you have to design your own pedagogy for each class. Each class is very specific. Each class is very special. Each class, they require maybe, some classes maybe, most of the class may require lecture method. And some classes may require demonstration method. Some classes may require question and answer method. Some may require discussion, debate, or collaboration. Like this audio, video, virtual or online learning, assignment, case study, study research project, hands-on study, class seminar, RBPT, that is research-based pedagogical technology, use-based brainstorming, role play, games, projects, peer review, modeling, tutorial, newspaper presentation, invited lectures, bulletin board, open text study, panel discussion, student magazine, and other like experiential learning, etc. So these are different pedagogical models. They are particularly looking for higher education when they are going for a visit. So you should, of course, every teacher is unique, every teaching style is unique. So you have to include all these aspects also, and you have to demonstrate in your classroom as well as online teaching, because they are now looking for these pedagogical skills and pedagogical methods. Coming to criteria 3, that is research, innovation, and extension. The criteria statements, assessment indicators, and benchmarks. So this institution promotes research centers among faculty and students. That is a statement. So you have to, the assessment indicators like seed money is there or not, the facilities and promotion for research culture is there or not. So like this, they are going for whether the institution encourages faculty to publish, participate in professional programs, whether the institution promotes faculty participation in consultants work. Like this, they will ask, and there are some benchmarks for example, faculty recognition, yes. Research committees, yes, and research centers, yes. And mostly under CR and college, they, all these facilities are available. And percentage of faculty actively involved in research must be more than 10%. This is a benchmark. And number of research projects must be more than 10% per department. And research grants per department must be more than 2 lakh rupees per year. This is a benchmark again. And research publication per teacher must be above 2 per year. And percentage of teachers and patents honors must be about 5%. It is for overall institution. And MOS with industry at least more than 5. So revenue generated through consultancy must be more than 1 lakh. It must be very, very, very formal. That means you have to take the receipt, and also you have to give receipt. You have to maintain this cash book. Maybe you can enter into this CPDC. Right? Number of students and faculty participating in exchange activities must be 75% to 100%. Here, I would like to say that most of the institutions, maybe some affiliated institutions, cannot go for more research funds. In that cases, still there is a ray of hope in the form of extension activities, right? So extension activities are like assessing the community needs. Basically, the extension activities must focus on your community emancipation. So you have to assess the community needs and sharing information about the higher education programs to the community, and involving the community members in the higher education extension programs, and shaping the community engagement effort through conflict resolution and arriving at a consensus. So this disseminate tested information for further management of the issues through identified community leaders and self-help groups is very, very important, where we are failing in the extension activities, where we are not involved in the community. Not only that, you have to document that. And infrastructure learning, this is definitely does. I don't want to waste my time here, because CRT being a very important institution, they are very strong in this infrastructure, and definitely they can score highest marks. Only you have to check that whether the total area per student is 1. These metrics have to, and utilization of classrooms more than 75%. And also books and total number of books that is available, and every year library was purchasing or not. Sorry. Coming to the criteria 5, that is student support and progression. Here, due to the positive time, I would like to skip this. Institution provides clear information to students about admission completion requirements of all the programs. Yes. Coming to the benchmarks, that is pass percentage must be above 80%. Definitely CRT will score much better, and dropout rate must be less than 10% of progression to higher study. This is when compared to admitted to the final outcome or final passes. Placements must be 100%. Here 100% means your higher educations, apart from higher education, apart from graduation outcomes, employment or entrepreneurship. You have to map both employment as well as entrepreneurship. So tutor award system is there, definitely. The percentage of female students must be more than 50%. That is, your gender parity index must be at least 1 and above 1, right? At least governance and employment as well as so yeah, criteria 7 is very important and very, very, very what you call the crux of the problem for many institutions. Many institutions, they are doing their best but failing to showcase this institutional values and best practice, because they are failing to identify their best practice. Then there are so many best practices, but you have to identify 2 best practices where your institution is very unique, or where your institution can connect to society and can transform the society. So you have to identify such best practices. That means institution will display sensitive to changing educational, social, and market demands, and institution is sensitive to end the gender equity. It should focus on environment consciousness, sustainability, and institution preserves its institutional distinctness in terms of quality and excellence. That must be very foremost important area. The institution is geared to promote an ambience of creativity, innovation. Yeah. Now, being a very important autonomous college in Andhra Pradesh, they look for innovations from your institutions. I don't know whether innovation cell is working properly or not in that area. So I recommend that innovation cell must be working very intensively. You should gear up for innovations and startups also. That is very important. Yeah. Apart from this best practice, there is a distinctness and uniqueness of institution. Again, many institutions are failing to document this. So distinctness refers to activities, qualities, and accomplishments that enable your institution to enjoy unique identity. This is very important. So your institution, that is CRAD institution, should enjoy a unique identity or reputation for which it is known, admired, and valued. I give stress on this. This distinctness can be unique for your institution only, and it has a reputation that CRAD is known for this. Like this, there must be a societal connection that must be there. In NRF, it is also called as a perception. There is a perception of society about an institution, and it should be admired, it should be known, and it should be valued. It has two dimensions. One is vertical distinctness, another one is horizontal. It may result when an individual or group of individuals accomplish something that is highly valued by both external and internal audiences. So you please sit together, you brainstorm this, and you identify what is your uniqueness and distinctness. You have to document that. This is very important, where many institutions are failing to identify this one. Yeah, coming to the very important title of my talk, that is Trends Under New Vision, that is Education 4.0. So NAAC is looking for this current trends. There are NAAC identified this 9 very important trends for current assessment. One is anytime, anywhere. That is MOOCs. MOOCs online courses. They are focusing. They are checking whether these online courses are available out there. And anytime, anywhere. If you offer this anytime, anywhere means it is not only the online courses. There is also BYOD must be integrated. Thus, bring your own device must be integrated. And the students' participation in curriculum design must be there. So you have to design your course involving your students. That is very important. That is personal learning. That is BYOD is very personalized and focused learning. And project-based learning must be there. And hands-on learning. These are very important. And data interpretation. For example, for commerce students, economic students, and art students, you have to give some project work or some assignments where there is a scope for data interpretation also. And logically, they have to represent this data interpretation and evaluation through application of knowledge and independent learning, and the teachers as facilitators. So, is anytime, anywhere must include this online courses, flipped classrooms, etc. So, what are the final outcomes? That is generic learning outcomes. They are looking for problem-solving skills, whether you are implementing or not, whether the student has the ability to critical think, and the students are creative or not. There is the importance of communication skills or not. There is a coordination and collaborating with others. Teamwork is there or not. The leadership readiness is there or not. Learning how to learn skills, multi-cultural competence, value inculcation, autonomy and responsibility, and environmental awareness and action. These are some generic learning outcomes they are looking for during this visit, that is called as qualitative peer team visit. Yeah, coming to the very important area, that is because you all already documented the QlM part is, I think, freeze. It is done. So what you have, there is still scope to design your writing part, that is for qualitative metrics, right? Coming to this qualitative metrics, there are some statements, some questions. For example, criteria 1 under this key indicator and qualitative metric QlM, they are looking for curricular planning and implementation. The institution whether ensures effective curriculum delivery through a well-planned and documented process. We have to give an apt bullet point here, statement here. The institution adheres to academic calendar, including for the conduct of CAE, that is continuous internal assessment evaluation, and academic flexibility, curriculum enrichment. Institution integrates cross-cutting issues relevant to professional ethics, gender, human values, environment, and sustainability into the curriculum and feedback. These are all under QLM, that is qualitative metrics, where the peer team is expected to look for. So there is a self-assessment score sheet. You have to self-evaluate yourself. Just as a model, I am showing this. So for example, for the qualitative metrics, that is QLM under criterion 1, there are only 1.1.1, 1.1.2, and 1.3.1. That is 1.1.1. The institution ensures effective curriculum delivery through a well-planned and documented process. Yes, if you are really working on that, really you have benchmarks, you reach benchmarks, you can send 4 out of 4 here. Whether the institution adheres to the academic calendar, including for the conduct of continuous internal evaluation, yes, most of the autonomous institutions, they are adhering to this, and you can score 4 out of 4. Whether institution integrates cross-cutting issues relevant to professional ethics, gender, human values, and like this, I shown a model. You can also assess, you can entrust this to your IPS team, and you can self-evaluate your QLM also for further improvement, right? Like this, they can go for criterion 2, that is teaching learning evaluation. These are all QLMs, qualitative metrics, where they can look for different quality answers. Not only that, you have to give a description in 300 to 500 words. That is the crux of the problem. You have to involve your team. You have to refine it. You have to write. You have to pre-writing is very important here. So you have to work on this from now onwards. So like this, you have to self-evaluate. These are all the QLMs. Whether the institution assesses the learning levels of the students and organize special programs for advanced learners and slow learners. Like this, you have to self-evaluate and come to an end that there is a scope. For example, under this criteria, you are scoring only 3. You have to score 1 more. So you have to continuously work for that, because you are left with 45 days to 60 days, 45 days to submit this. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, you can improve your QLM part. Like this, criterion 3, research innovation. This is a QLM part. And again, 3.2.1, they are asking for institution has created an ecosystem for innovation. And this is very important, because being a CRD is autonomous college for the so long time. So they are looking for innovations and incubation sectors, startups like this. You have to evolve whether you are there now. If not there, you please forget it. Otherwise, you have to establish, you have to work on this and to score maximum score. Like this action tag, this is definitely maybe being autonomous college, you are doing so many action activities, but check whether these action activities are connected with the society or not. If not connected, please connect with the society, connect with the community, and you involve the stakeholders of from the society also. Criterion 4, definitely you will score maximum score here, because it is a big college with a lot of infrastructure. You can self-evaluate. If anything is lacking, you have to provide that. For example, computers, Wi-Fi, point-to-point connectivity. Like this, you have to check once again. maybe you are not having the centralized studio. You have to establish that also. Yeah, student support and progression. Definitely, you have to map all the scholarships, freeships, sponsorships, and endowment prizes. Like this, you have to work on this, and you have to document very beautifully for this also. You have to self-evaluate each and every criteria. You have to focus on this QLM, and every day, a team of experts, they have to work on this metric wise, so that you can score 4 out of 4 in each metric, so that ultimately you will land in A+ or A++ grade, so that your ambition or your vision or your mission will be fulfilled. Like this criteria 6, definitely will score better, because you have all the committees, you have decentralization. Only thing is you have to document. You have to document it. Finally, this institutional values and best practice. Again, this is a very important and crux of the problem. Many are losing score here you have done everything. You have done everything, but you have to identify two very important best practices, which they are transforming the society, transforming the community. So you have to brainstorm that two best practices, and like this, you have to also brainstorm about your uniqueness or distinctness of the institution, where you can score better. Like this, you have to work on different criteria, particularly the QLM part, because you are left with this QLM, and there is scope for improvement in QLM where the peer team members can come and appreciate your institution. So all these, with all this, I think my time is already across my given time. Finally, yeah, quality is everyone's responsibility. It is again a quote by Deming W. Edwards, who is also proposed the PDCA cycle. He's a management group for quality education. So thank you all.